Right.
Tell us, how did the pimping game really start, bro?
Well, you understand, it's been a lot of different theories, you understand, on really how this ism really got started, you understand, but it really starts back during the slavery times. You understand, I know you're hearing different stories, you know, there's a modern form of pimping, but I'm going to take you all the way back, you understand, to slavery times, you understand, because a lot of people don't know this, but the slave master, the white slave masters would never go out to the villages and get these little young girls in the huts and bring back up there. But what he would do, the slave masters would designate certain men. This is the reason why I keep my hair cut the same way it's cut. You understand? It's the Muddy Waters, the Little Richard style. But it came back from the slave plantation because the slave master himself, you understand, back then brothers couldn't wear fancy clothes, you understand, Armani, Boss, different Valley suits and shit like that. So what they would do, the slave masters all would get together and they would make the slaves cut the hair off on the side, something like a rooster. So if a white man was in town, you understand, and this wasn't directly his slave, or if he was coming into town, he could see, you understand, a black man with his hair cut like this. He may be a slave, but he would tell him, you understand, you boy, get over here. And he know that his job, you understand, designated as a rooster, you understand, was to keep up with young girls for sexual pleasures for the slave master. So the slave master would call these roosters, you understand, and tell them, look here, boy, go on out there and get me something sweet. So you understand, his job then would be going out to the huts to the young girls, some as young as 10 years old, which is sad, you understand, but he would bring these young girls back up to the slave master, to his friends, if they had parties, if they had different events going on. This was his job, to keep up with girls starting from the age of 8 all the way to about 18, 19. He would be designated. This was his job, to keep up with these young girls, to make sure they groomed, make sure they clean, you understand, make sure that everything was cool with them. So when slave master called him to bring these girls up to the house, you understand, his job was to go out there and get them and to bring them back. Now, a modern form of pimping, you understand, when slavery was ended in 1863, you understand, a lot of blacks who was already given this game, you understand, as a rooster, you know, they start taking what the knowledge that they have from the South and start bringing it up to the North, Chicago, New York, you know, Detroit. They was bringing these beautiful young ladies up from the South to sell, and now in prostitution in the bigger cities. And what was happening after World War II, even the mob didn't have no control, you understand, over this pimping, where it was found to be that the mob was owning the whorehouses, you understand, but it was black pimps that was controlling them hoes upstairs. So the mob, believe it or not, my uncle told me the story, you don't have to believe it, but this is a true story. All 5 members of the 5 mafia families in 1948, you understand, the Genovese, Gambino, all 5 in New York got together with Anthony Adalcardo in Chicago to see. This whole meeting was what to do with these black pimps that was coming up from the South. They coming up not only now with black women, but they bringing them poor white trash white women up, who was now not white trash, but was now Hollywood, New York, and society. The whole meeting was what to do with these pimps, because the Italian men can't control these hoes, you understand, like the black man who's been doing it already for 300 years, because he had been in slavery for 300 years doing this, and the ism coming down, you understand, is always going to be a black thing. You understand, there's some white brothers that's doing it out there, but you understand, the soul of this game, you understand, is always going to come through a brother. So at this meeting, you understand, Meyer Lansky, who was the brain behind the mafia, he announced that we killing off pimp left and right, and these new black men coming up from the South with the game. It's like killing roaches or ants. We can't kill them as fast as they coming up. So they decided to say, 1948, you let a pimp, but now we gonna charge a tax. We gonna pimp the pimp for pimping. So you understand, that's a modern times where now brothers in Harlem, Chicago, you understand, LA, now they driving Cadillacs, homes, and Broms. So believe it or not, pimping was introduced and founded by the white man on the slave plantation. You understand, it came modernized in the 40s, and now pimping is looked upon as an evil and wicked vice, but it was originated by the white man, but now they look at it as something of evil nature.